The FA have agreed to support our affiliation for next year. So it's not that we are now affiliated to the Isle of Man FA. That will happen in time, and there's some things that need to happen with regards to rule revisions and various other bits and pieces to enable us to affiliate next season. So I know someone from the FA will come on to me if I don't correct that. But there was numerous concerns really around where the players will be coming from. Will that leave the local game with fewer players? How will FC Isle of Man work with the Isle of Man FA, or will it be detrimental to the Isle of Man FA? And we've spent a long time now since July going around talking to the Isle of Man FA board, talking to the council members, talking to the local clubs, trying to give everybody as much opportunity to ask questions as possible. And we don't have answers to all of the questions, and part of our efforts was to reassure people that we're trying to do things with good intentions, and that we would like to work with the clubs in the future to find answers to the questions rather than us proposing what was going to happen.
Well, can you take us through some of the next steps then until the club can officially enter the English non-league structure?
Yeah, sure. So 12 months ago when this was floated, the gaining affiliation to the Isle of Man FA was always seen as the hardest part. People didn't think that the door would be open for conversation, let alone having the vote. So we feel this is a fairly big hurdle that we've overcome. We're already talking to the league that would apply for our application to the English FA, which is the North West Counties League. We have to reassure them that we have a business plan, we have a ground we can play at, we have the ground that is graded at the right level. There's various other bits of pieces that we need to reassure them on. They then make an application on our behalf to the English FA by the end of or beginning of January. And then by the end of March, we should find out whether the club is allowed to play in the league structure next season. And if so, we start in what's called Step 6, which is 10 leagues below the Premier League.
Well, judging by the reactions so far on social media, there's been a lot of positivity surrounding FC Isle of Man.
Yep.
What are your long and short-term goals ultimately?
Yeah, so the guys who are involved in this project with me, we love being on the island, and we're trying to find a way to give back to the island, and we know football, so football is our way, I guess, of giving back. So we're trying to create as many new opportunities for Manx residents as we can, whether that's playing, whether that's journalistic, whether that's art, design, media, whatever it might be. So in the long term, it's creating those opportunities, and we can do that best by being in the highest league we possibly can. And ideally, that is a professional league within 10 years to 12 years. In the short term, it's about getting there and making sure that the football club is a sustainable business that isn't going anywhere for decades. So everything we've done is with that in mind, really. So we're trying to build a business structure and a business plan around the club being about for the next 10 to 20 years, but also able to provide amazing opportunities for residents and to get people over here as visitors and maybe even moving here, because this will be another added benefit that Jersey and Guernsey already have and we don't.
Well, Paul Jones, thank you very much for joining us, and best of luck.